just to confirm what Lynn is saying about the fact that there are still people out there who are capable of projects like NWAPA, I have about a dozen emails here from people who are saying, NWAPA is a really big project, and if you're really serious about it, you're going to need an architectural design team, an engineering management team, and all these people are basically asking for jobs. And I'm going to pass these on to the NWAPA group because I think they should get jobs. Lynn, this is another question from the states, and it's kind of a composite question. I have about 13 questions that address this. This one is from a senior state legislator who says, Lynn, there really is no way around it. Those of us in state government over these last years have really screwed up, and we screwed up badly. We couldn't figure out how to deal with budget deficits, so we got creative and we cheated. And one of the results is the fact, and it may be an ugly truth, but it is true, that the combined total of the underfunding of pension funds is about $2 to $3 trillion. And it's something that we're going to have to deal with. My question to you, and it's a question that legislators all over the country are asking, is do the states have any leverage at all in dealing with their prospective budget crises? Can they, for instance, take the approach that FDR did when he was governor of New York? Also, very importantly, what can we in the state legislators and state governments do to accelerate the implementation of Glass-Steagall?
Well, this is a warfare question. And I mean a warfare question. First of all, you have no chance, in my estimation, of saving the nation if Obama remains president. Now, Obama is fully eligible to be discharged from the presidency under Section 4 of the 25th Amendment. He's a mental case. But he's also a puppet of the British Empire. The British Empire is our enemy, and he's a puppet of theirs. He's a mental case. You can't expect decent behavior from him of any kind. If you get him out, that would mean putting Joe Biden in. Well, Biden is human, that I know that. Obama is not. It's something floating that looks like a head, and some leggings there, I don't know what's inside them, some shoes, probably weights that keep the balloon and the head from floating away. But in any case, if you don't get this guy out, my estimation is you can't save the United States. And my estimation is that he was put into the United States by a British operation which was intended to destroy the United States. So supporting Obama is like supporting treason. And you have to take that seriously. Because I can see, under this situation, with these signing statements and the other pieces of corruption that have come in here, I don't think that otherwise, without Glass-Steagall, and without action to get Obama out on his mental condition, I don't think you can save the United States. You can lose it this year. So if you're a patriot, you want Obama out. After all, what has Obama given us? He's given us the T4 policy of Adolf Hitler, which led to the death camps. And the evidence is now fully that the British view, like Berwick and Tony Blair, who are the authors of the Hitler-type health care policy, the death care policy for Britain, have imported this into the United States. The murder of our citizens under these pretexts, just like Adolf Hitler did. And just as the Nuremberg trials condemned doctors, not German doctors, for complicity in this crime, and others, Adolf Hitler and Obama have a common trait, especially when it comes to healthcare policy. That's a fact. And the first problem you have is you have all these guys out here say that when I say that this guy is comparable to Adolf Hitler, they say I'm over the top. They're under the top. They're under something. So the problem is that we're not serious enough about the need to save this republic and to save civilization. We want to be nicey-niceys. We want to get along. We want to be, go along to get along. And that's our problem. We have to realize and face the fact that civilization as a whole is in a desperate state, in desperate peril, from principally the British Empire and its effects, and from the ideas that go with that, such as monetarism. If we want to survive, if I were president now, I could guarantee we could survive on the question of policy. With this guy in there as president, I cannot. And neither can anyone else. So we're going to have to ramrod policies through which are consistent with our Constitution in order to save the United States and to contribute to saving civilization generally. If we do that, if we can do that, we can save civilization as a whole. If we are unwilling to take that challenge, to throw this bum out, put him someplace safe where a mental case like him can be kept safe. We don't want any embarrassing things to happen to him. But get him out, and you find we'll have no problem. Why? Because the people in the states who are competent politicians want this. They don't know what they can get. I know what they can be given, and it would be sufficient. A lot of this debt is fake, so let's not worry about it. We can also use the principle of the credit system, the 1787 credit system, which is the basis of our Constitution. It's our federal Constitution. That's the basis. That's the law. We can use the credit system to create a category of credit under federal supervision at marginal rent rates or loan rates to handle the problems, the legitimate problems of the states and the state credit. We will do this by taking the funds we use for the credit to build up the states and employment in the states. So by the federal government taking over what is its constitutional responsibility, the states of the United States as a whole can solve the problem under the principle of the 1787 credit system rule, which is the same thing as the change which is the preamble of the federal Constitution. There's only one authority that can do that, and that is the presidency of the United States, with the consent of the Congress. And that's where the problem lies. But I don't think you can get the consent of Obama. And the thing that may be the death of your family and neighbors may be Obama being in there. If Obama's out of the presidency, he's no longer a danger. If he's in the presidency, he's a nut. He's a dangerous case. He's got the mentality of a Nero and an Adolf Hitler both. That's what his mentality is. That's why he is eligible for expulsion from office under the 25th Amendment, Section 4. He's a Section 4 case who has all the mental qualifications of a man to be taken someplace else where he can do no harm to himself or others. If we do that, we can solve the problem. And it's all these Democrats who will not face that reality that this is a Section 4 of the 25th Amendment case. You throw him out of office, and there immediately is a change. And then these pressures can take over. But we have under our Constitution, we are a credit system, not a monetary system. And under our Constitution, as in 1787, when the states of the United States were about to go bankrupt, at that point, the proposal was put through on which the adoption of the federal Constitution was based. The entirety of the federal Constitution hangs on that keystone decision. That's how a federal government was created in the United States, was on Hamilton's prescription on the question of banking, of commercial banking. That's our system. Now the British are saying we should use their system. We say they can stick their system wherever it makes them most comfortable. But that's the solution. That is the answer. There is no other answer. There is no other solution than our federal Constitution and the 1787 rule presented by Alexander Hamilton, which is the basis for the federal Constitution. How do you think the Bill of Rights got in there? The Bill of Rights was a specification of the responsibilities of a federal republic. It's not some preamble or something in the sense of just some commentary. No, that's the law. That is the one unchangeable law in the Constitution, is that preamble. And that's the law. We enforce the law. You got another president? They need me for 2 days to be president? I'll fix it.